This is Nick.
This is Vinny.
This is Steve.
And you're listening to the No Sense Podcast. Well, hey, everybody.
What's going on?
Hello.
This is another episode of your favorite weirdos. And we're with the No Sense Podcast. And guess what? Guess what, everybody? Finally, we're on Apple.
Woo!
Yay.
Good job, Friar Talking. Steve Jobs is ghost now.
We have 2 episodes there. And I'll tell you what, we got a pretty good guest today. So, a little treat for Apples. Why don't you go ahead and tell everybody about him, Nick?
Well, one of my favorites, older hardcore bands, Kyle here was the singer of System Failure, and does a bunch of interesting stuff. But I guess my introduction to him is kind of short. I'll let him do most of the talking here on being in the band and like what he's up to now. Hi, Kyle. How's it going?
Hello. Thanks for inviting me on, guys.
Yeah.
I'll just introduce myself quickly. Yeah, Kyle Benecke. I was the vocalist of System Failure in Omaha, Nebraska. We started in the late 90s and went till 2004, I think was our last show at the Crazy Ranch Bowl show.
Oh, man.
A lot of fun.
Yep.
I
think I was working that show too.
Oh yeah, man, it was crazy. People crawling along the ceiling, and
Yep.
It was fantastic. So yeah, did that, and then I joined a band called Nodes of Ranvier from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. They lost their singer. I filled in. We did a record on Victory Records, Defined by Struggle. So that was a lot of fun, and I toured with a band from Kansas City called Saved by Grace. That was kind of in between System Failure and Nodes, but we toured like the East Coast and stuff. Played Furnace Fest, well, like the first Furnace Fest, like a long time ago. And,
Sure.
but yeah, now I film a lot of shows. I've been filming a lot of shows for almost probably 2 decades now, and yeah, I love doing that, and love documenting and kind of saving those and just I just love the energy it shows and love capturing that. So I've been doing that for a long time.
Sure. So with the start of System Failure and everything, that being your first band and stuff that kind of like really took off and stuff, do you still actively like hang out or talk to any of those guys that were in that band?
No, not System Failure. I see them on Facebook and I hear about stuff, hearing them, but I have like no contact with them whatsoever. And it's not bad either. It's just like the drummer moved to Minnesota, the bass player disappeared off the earth, and then our guitar player, we had many guitar players, but yeah, I just don't keep in contact with any of them.
Sure. And then, so the short fill-in with Nodes, I remember hearing about that, and then I think I might have checked out that album. I'd have to go back and be like, oh yeah, okay. Mm-hmm. And then, how with the touring and stuff with that, what was the deciding factor to move on to the other band?
What was the what?
A deciding factor for you to like go and start singing for the other band, I guess. Like,
like System Failure dissipated, and then Nodes, I think, and just being in the hardcore scene in the Midwest, you're connected to all these other guys and all these other bands. And I had been friends with Nodes and the guys in Nodes for a while, and they lost their singer. So they asked me to come up, try out. They liked it. And then I just joined the band. And I think that album came out in 2007. So I probably joined in 2006, and it didn't last very long, but it was really cool. And I do keep in contact with all the Nodes guys quite often. So
awesome. And then what was the other band that you were actively with?
They were called Saved by Grace from Kansas City.
Okay.
Really good, like more like melodic hardcore band, kind of like Poison the Wellish type of stuff.
Sure.
But really, really good, really great band. But yeah, they just kind of I toured with them a couple times, and then they kind of dissipated as well. As you know, I mean, hardcore bands staying together, it's very difficult. It's a hard life. So
yeah. So what's the farthest you've gone for travels for actually like playing shows? Like what's the farthest you've gone?
Probably California. We know Nodes of NBA played Face Down Fest in Pomona, California.
Okay.
That was awesome. They flew us out there. That was in 2017, I think. That was a great show. But I think I've gone all the way to I'm like Georgia or Florida with Saved by Grace. Like we toured down there and up the East Coast, Fall River, Massachusetts. I remember because that was crazy. Those East Coast kids are nuts, and that's kind of close to Boston, huh?
Can't confirm. I'm from Connecticut, actually.
Yeah, dude, Connecticut, like all that, like that 100 Demons area. Like those guys are
we got
nuts.
told to calm the fuck down by Lamb of God once, so I think we know how to rock.
Exactly.
So
like
Steve actually drums, and I play bass. And we both done some like local show stuff, nothing that ever blew up. But so I guess I have a question for you. One thing I always wondered, ever since even when I was playing on stage, is there noticeably different energies when you go to different places? I don't mean just like these people are more excited than these people, but like, is there, while you're up on stage, is there like a different feeling in different parts of the country?
Oh yeah, for sure. I think coming from the Midwest, I think Fall River, Massachusetts is a good place to start because I had just played shows in the Midwest basically at that point. That was probably 2003 era. That was probably around 2003. Mm-hmm. So we drive all the way out to Massachusetts and we play this show, and these kids were just ready to go. Like when we started, and we were just a small band from Kansas City, and the energy was there already. And I mean, there was blood on the floor after our set, and we were just some guys from Omaha and Kansas City. So the going out to the East Coast and seeing like, and it was a big show, and there was I guess you'd call it a big scene of like guys who were into, punk and hardcore and metal. It was metalcore was like the music of that time. So yeah, the energy was there. East Coast feels way different than the Midwest to me anyway. But the West Coast, what I've done on the West Coast isn't that much, but yeah, there is totally different energies in different parts of the country and different scenes. So
do you ever want to play somewhere else in the world?
Do I want to?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I would love to play.
Yeah, that's the dream, isn't it?
Yeah, I would love to play in Europe, and yeah, I would go. I mean, Japan. I've actually heard Japan. Like the energy in Japan is it's very wild, but it's very nice. Like they're nicer, but they're crazy.
Yeah,
I think that would be fun.
It feels like they're gonna mosh their faces off, but they're gonna respect you while they're doing it.
Yeah, because
they will apologize as they punch you in the face.
Yeah, because it's kind of like an honor shame culture, and they're very like it's just interesting, like the different places you go, wherever heavy music, extreme music has gone, and like the scenes it creates. They're just going to be different. They're going to act differently because they're different cultures. So I always find that fascinating.
Yeah, the like the noise, like the extreme music scene that's happening out of there right now. I mean, well, I reintroduced myself and asked if you'd be on the podcast when we're at the Cruelty show together. So yeah. That was a great live performance from those guys. So I didn't even realize that there was a chick bass player in the band. She was this little tiny thing, but was ripping.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was awesome. That was so funny. And now I've seen interviews with them, and they're just a riot. Like they're super funny, and
Mhm.
But yeah, great band, great show.
So I know over the years and stuff with your photography and everything, and we can send put up like posts and links and stuff to most of the stuff that you're doing on Instagram and everything with your photography and your 402 hardcore page. When I found out that you made that and we're starting to post up old videos and stuff from like the Cog Factory and a bunch of places like that, was really interested in trying to get you on the podcast because it's like, man, we got to talk about this. Because I've, also being around that era of, I guess technically we're like the old guys in the scene now and stuff, but
Yeah, we are.
but like seeing some of the footage and stuff that you had all the way back from the Cog Factory days and stuff like that. I didn't frequent that place a ton. I did see quite a few shows that honestly I never thought I'd ever see in Omaha of all places
Yeah.
at that place. But how far back do you think that like some of the earlier stuff that you recorded for shows and stuff went back to the Cog Factory and stuff?
Man, I didn't. The only show I filmed personally at the Cog was a Poison the Well show because I had a school project like in college, and I did a story on the Cog Factory. So that was the only show I filmed because I didn't have access to video cameras. My friend, my guitarist of System Failure, Zach, he recorded a lot of the shows.
Okay.
And that's where a lot of the footage that I put up on the 402 hardcore page, that's where a lot of it comes from, most likely. And then some of it I just find on YouTube. And it's, there's just not that much footage out there of the Cog Factory because when it existed and you had to be kind of the rich kid to have a camera back then.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, my footage, I started filming in like 2008.
Do you have a favorite band to record, or can you not say that because you'll hurt the other band's feelings?
Oh no, Terror is always the funnest.
Nice.
Without question.
Man, I've seen them so many damn times that anytime they come through anymore, everybody's always like, "You going to Terror?" I'm just like, dude, I've seen them so many times. I kind of, not that I'm over them. I just kind of like, I got stuff to attend to at the house. I don't know.
Yeah,
and then he's there anyway.
and the thing about Terror shows is, and that's just for the best hardcore shows. It's not really necessarily about the band. It's about the show, and it's about the chaos that Terror produces at their show, and like the stage dives and the energy and the sing-alongs, and that's why Terror is the funnest, is because it brings out the best in everybody, and it's just very, very visual. For a guy like me, it's and it's very exciting. It's dangerous. It's chaotic. It's all of that. So, any show like that, but Terror just seems to be like the professionals at it. Like they're the best.
Yeah. So, going back to like some of the Ranch Bowl days and all that kind of stuff, and we've had a few other guests and stuff. As far as what was, I'll give you 5 bands, shows that you've been to where you're just like, I can't believe this just happened, or I'm seeing these guys play right now. What would be the first 5 bands that come to mind?
At the Ranch Bowl?
Or just
anywhere.
Yeah, actually, I'll just say anywhere. I want to say Ranch Bowl, but anywhere.
Yeah. 5 best, like, craziest shows or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, man. That's a good one. Yeah, Terror is probably 1 through 5, but no, we'll obviously say Terror at any level. So Sokol Auditorium, Ranch Bowl, the Waiting Room, anywhere they play, they're always the funnest. Let's see here, like from the Cog days. Yeah, now I'm obviously drawing a blank because I
kind of put you on the spot, probably.
I had to. Well, there's so many, but it is tied to the feeling that you had at the show with friends, with the community. And so I'll say lots of shows at the Commons. We had a venue called the Commons.
Yep, I remember that.
And oh my gosh, yeah, I should make a list. I apologize. I'm gonna think about this, and we'll come back to that.
For little venues, the Roxbury used to have some crazy shit go on too, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so college and stuff, you said that you did like some photography and like photo stuff. Did you? I remember actually being downtown and being interviewed for some. I think it was a project you were doing with some other gentlemen and stuff. But you did like some kind of videography or something. Were you, or am I thinking of somebody else?
Oh, videography for
Like college stuff. Did you do some kind of, or did you work for
Yeah, I
somebody
did.
doing video stuff?
Well, I had to do when I went in for broadcasting in college. So I graduated with a broadcasting degree, and for that you had to do your own. You had to go out and like film a news story and then bring it back, and that's what So for that, I remember shooting at Farnham Street, which is also like called the Asylum, I think at one point. Now it's a Jimmy John's, but I remember doing like a video of a show there, and then a video of a show at Cog Factory, and that kind of they were not very good, but it's like it was I'm really glad I got the footage because I still have some of it.
Nice.
But yeah, those are the early days of learning how to use the camera and edit and all that stuff.
All right. So what do you listen to these days? The last I'll give you 5 things. What are you listening to now?
Oh man, the band Spirit World. I cannot get enough of that band. Like they came with Terror, and but yeah, Spirit World is number one. I just love them. They're like a mixture of Integrity and South of Heaven era Slayer, and it's just like perfect music. Man, what else? Let me see what I'm listening to.
Put him on the spot there, Nick.
I know. I
No,
keep
it's
asking
good.
these questions.
I love these questions. They're great, but like I listen. It's weird. I listen to a lot of jazz, a lot of Testament actually. There's a band called Advent from North Carolina. They just put out a new EP. They're one of my favorite hardcore bands easily.
Okay.
Recently went back to like certain Bad Religion albums that I grew up with, like Stranger Than Fiction and Recipe for Hate. But a band I just discovered, and this is embarrassing, and let me know if you guys have heard of this band, but they're called Cocksparrer. They're from Britain.
They're called what?
Cocksparrer.
Can't say I have.
Look up the band, look up the album Shock Troops.
Okay.
And they are just the funnest British punk band you'll ever hear in your life. Like, and it's a great summer album. But I just discovered this band because somebody else on this other podcast were talking about it, and I was like, "What? I've never even heard this band." But
That's crazy.
It's like the band is Cocksparrer, but it's like imagine saying like with a Cockney accent saying cock sparrow, like the bird.
Okay.
Like they'll say Cocksparrer. Cocksparrer. Like that's what it is.
I'll tell you what, though, I've been to a couple of like punk shows over the years, and I'll know like 1 or 2 bands, but consistently just random bands from Britain seem to have some of the highest energy and like most fun sets at these shows that I've been to. I never heard of any of them. I forget like half of their names, but
Yeah.
they always put on a hell of a show. So I don't know what's going on in Britain, but they're great at making punk music.
Yeah, they're really, really good at it. Also, I would say the band Tribal Gaze for sure. I listen to them a lot, and then the band Chibalba from California. If you guys heard of them?
No, I have to say I'm drawing a blank with all these. Like I'm usually listening to like some pretty obscure stuff, but
Okay.
I can't think I've heard of any of these guys.
Chubalba's from like 2015, right? That era.
Yep. They started.
Yeah,
I think they
in
started
Southern
back then,
California.
and they're still releasing stuff, but they're just ridiculously heavy.
Yeah.
It's almost like death metal hardcore. I mean, it's so heavy, but they're really
scary.
good at it.
I know you're saying Chibolba, but all I can think in my head now is Sebulba from Episode 1 of Star Wars. That little
There you go.
fucking weird dude. Like that's all I can picture in my head now is him like rocking out on stage.
We don't talk about nerd shit on this podcast.
My bad.
That's all we talk about.
And like a constant band is like Crowbar. Like I always listen to them.
Okay.
Love them a lot. So
Nice.
You into any nerd shit?
Huh?
You into any nerd shit?
Like what?
Comic books, video games, stuff like that.
Not really. I have a few comic books. I've never gotten back into collecting comic books, but I'm a big vinyl collector. I'm a vinyl nerd for sure.
Okay. Same.
But yeah, that's about it.
No anime or any of that.
Nope, no anime. Never got into it.
Yeah, we kind of go down the rabbit hole sometimes, but
Yeah.
So, how did you ever stop? Like, because first off, is it okay to ask how old you are?
Yeah, I'm 45.
Okay, so you're our age,
our
right?
age, yeah.
So,
Yep.
except young Steven here. And so you remember when records were the medium? I mean, just the tail end of it, but right. So, did you ever stray away from them and come back to them, or have you been collecting them like the whole time?
No, I was a child of the 80s and 90s, so I was a CD kid.
Yeah,
So
I was
if-
cassette tape, man.
Yeah, I mean,
Tapes than the CD for me, but
Yeah, same.
yeah. If you were to see to my left here, I have like hundreds of cassette tapes, and then to the right, I have hundreds of CDs, and then
Right.
vinyl is kind of around. So I like to collect all the different mediums. But yeah, I never collected records when I was young. Like I just got into record collecting probably in the last decade, like heavily. I went, I was a CD guy, and I had thousands of CDs. There's so many.
Yeah, I
And I
still got
still-
boxes of my old CDs just chilling in my basement because I just won't get rid of them.
I know, and I've been able to sell, I've been able to make $2 or $3 grand on selling CDs because, in the era that I collected, if Winds of Plague came through Omaha and I had their demo, or Terror had their 4-track demo, or if you collected these hardcore, these are like relics to people, and
Sure.
man, they will pay like insane amounts of money for them, and I had no idea. And so over the years, when a show came through, I would spend $100 or more at a show buying the merch, buying the shirts,
and it's
buying.
surprising to see like some of these bands don't travel with like vinyl and stuff that you would love to get your hands on.
Yeah,
There's been a few shows I've been to. I'm just kind of like, you guys don't have this? Like, oh, damn.
I'll tell you what, though, records are fucking heavy.
oh,
Yeah.
Stacks of
they're
them.
so
They
heavy.
really are.
Yeah, I get it, but yeah.
Yeah,
kinda sucks when
Cruelty, like Cruelty, for example, they didn't have their vinyl at the show.
I know. I think when I stopped and talked to you, they didn't have anything there. I was like kind of interested in grabbing. So
Yeah,
I think what you brought up about the CDs and being able to sell those and stuff, that makes a lot of sense because when you think about it, the older CDs, when you take guys that are our age, okay, well, first let's back up a little bit to before streaming was really huge.
Mm-hmm.
Even then, the kids had the 25 disc or 10 disc CD changers in their car,
Yeah.
where their CDs would fucking sit in there and live in there, where guys like us probably rolled around in an old fucking beater with a Sony Discman that plugged in, had one of those wires that went into the tape deck. Do you
Yeah.
remember those?
Yep.
And you're always
Oh, yeah.
switching your CDs and stuff and moving them around. So it's probably, it's harder to find CDs printed back then or made back then probably
Oh.
that are still decent, not all scratched to fuck.
Uh-huh. Oh yeah, for sure. And my CDs are immaculate. I took care of them like they were relics.
Yeah.
And it was in the era where it was just between like when you could get the CD, take it home, put it on your computer, and then just put the CD away, and you would have the audio, or I made tons of mix CDs and
Right.
mix
Yeah.
tapes, and so I wouldn't ever have to touch the CDs because I wanted them. I wanted to protect them, and it paid off because I was able to, I still have them, but the ones I was able to sell were like in good shape.
I wish I would have had that kind of foresight because I was that asshole you'd see rolling around with fucking loose CDs on my dash and in my back
Oh,
seat
yeah.
and shit.
Yeah, dude. That's what most people did. It's like records It's like if you could ever go to Canesville Collectibles in Council Bluffs.
Yeah,
Have you guys
I
been
know
there?
that place well. Yeah.
So, you go in there and you're like, yeah, most of these records were very well loved and listened to. So they're a wreck,
Yeah. There's a hidden gem in South Roads Mall in Bellevue, Nebraska that
Yeah.
has got a lot of stuff in there. I don't know if you've been there yet.
Yeah,
but
I have. It is amazing. The prices are pretty high, but he's got some incredible stuff in there.
Yeah. Well, I bought a couple things because I was just like, holy shit, I can't believe I found this here. But like he usually gives like kind of like discounts. He's like, oh yeah, just give me this much, and I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
I know he did that to me too, and I was like, oh, thank God.
Yeah. I think I found like an older that wasn't Primitive Man or something. I can't. It was a hard, like, heavy album and stuff. I think he had it for like $60. I was just like, God, this is steep, but I can't find this anywhere else. So,
yeah.
Yeah, I own no vinyl yet.
Good. You're saving a lot of money.
Yeah.
Don't start.
So yeah, that's my problem when I do get, and that's why I haven't really attacked any of it yet, because I tend to go kind of all in on stuff.
Yeah.
And it'd probably go bad. Like I recently just I went back and started collecting NES stuff and SNES stuff, and it's kind of exploding. But
I mean, we all have our hobbies we spend inordinate amounts of money on.
okay, so you made the transition from playing or singing, right, to recording shows.
Yeah.
And when did that happen?
Yeah, so I started recording about recording shows about 2008 because I went to school for broadcasting, so I worked with a lot of cameras, and then I bought my own camcorder. I'm trying to think of the first camera I used at a show. I don't even remember. It was not a good one, but yeah. So that transition was, and it was during when I was in bands too. So I was still in bands, and I was shooting the footage as well.
Right.
But yeah, it just happened naturally because I always wanted to. Because I was in broadcasting and working with cameras, I obviously wanted to take the camera or whatever I had to the shows and capture the energy of especially metal and hardcore shows. It was just and then YouTube. I saw more shows on YouTube and other guys filming shows, and I'm like, I'm gonna do that. That's what I want to do.
And there's a lot, like I've seen a lot of people try and do what you do, and I'm telling you, no matter what you make for capturing a show, you earn your money. Like there's a lot of work involved, both before, all three, before, during, and after. So knowing that, when you made the switch, what was your aha moment, like when you saw a show and you're like, I need to capture that, I need to record that, and kind of put it into my own words how people should see it? Like when you said this is more to me than like singing.
Yeah, it was. I think it's because I wanted to make music videos. So my early videos that I shot, like with Bane, like the first show I think I put up on YouTube, one of them was Bane, and it was Cruel Hand and H2O.
Okay.
And what I did was, because I had bad audio, I got the audio from the song or the recorded version, and then I would make music videos using my footage, and then I would try to shoot it in a way where I would get close-ups on the drummer, on the singer, on the guitarist, on the bass player of the crowd, and I would create a music video instead of just like recording it wide angle and just getting everything. I didn't have that ability because the audio is so terrible. But that's that's just probably comes from my love of being of growing up watching MTV videos of like Metallica, Pantera, all my favorite videos. I wanted to do that, and the more I was in the music scene, the more I was like, yeah, I want to capture this. There's nothing like this energy. Like the best Pantera videos are the ones where they're just performing in a room or they're performing on stage. Like that's those are the best videos. I don't want guys doing something. I don't even want a storyline with this kind of music. I just want the performance and the energy of the crowd and the band. So my aha moment was just like being around shows all the time, and then I wanted to capture that well, and that was my goal. Was I wanted to capture this energy and then share it with my friends, basically.
So did you ever end up capturing anything just like absolutely insane in the process of watching these shows? Just like some just insane moment that you weren't expecting to happen that you just happened to be able to capture on film?
There was the one that really the one that pops to mind is my friend CJ got hit in the balls at a Ghost Inside show, but I got a great shot of it on accident. And you could go, it's on YouTube. I forget which song it was, but it was one of the shows at the Commons, and it was Ghost Inside, maybe The Greater Distance. But oh man, it was it was just such a. It was the shot and his reaction because he went
slow motion.
He went straight down. It was. I wish it would have been slow motion because he went and he went down. It was so great. But that probably. Yeah, at hardcore shows, it's hard to think of. That's one that sticks out. But when you
ever just randomly send him the link to that video so he can relive it?
Oh yeah, we all know about it. We all talk about it every once in a while. We'll be like, never forget the nut shot of all time.
Send him a text. Remember that one time? Yeah. Be like, shut up, man.
And he's still going to shows. I still see him at shows. He might have been at Cruelty actually.
What does he do?
CJ, CJ, he's a tattoo artist.
Yeah, CJ Esper. Yeah, I saw him there. Yeah. My brother's super good friends with him. So.
Oh, he's great. He's such a sweet guy.
Yeah, he is.
Do you ever, like, when you're editing after you record, find something in the footage that you completely missed and you're like, holy shit?
Oh yeah, that was one of them. I did not. I didn't even know
see that live.
No way. I was like, because
you didn't catch the nut shot real time.
I'm gonna have to mess with CJ about that the next time I see him.
He'll know exactly what I'm talking about. And when you're filming these hardcore shows, there's so much, especially if you're shooting it wide. There's so much stuff happening that you can't see because it's utter chaos. It's stage dives, moshing. These kids, the guys who mosh and hardcore dancing, spin kicks, crowd killing. There's stuff going on all the time. So you always find something in the footage where you're like, oh man, that's awesome. Like this, like I cannot believe we captured this moment, and then you realize like this is important what I'm doing.
If you ever introduce me to that dude, like, I'll just be like, you look really familiar, man. Wait, you got kicked in the nuts.
That was you.
So we also had on the podcast, he's going to actually come back on here soon. Josh Torres, that was in the Singer from Beleth.
Oh, yeah.
So he had a really funny, it's actually on an older podcast that we did. And he had a really good story about when he was on tour. With his van breaking down and stuff, and had this like crazy situation and stuff. Did you ever have anything like that happen when you were like on like a mini tour and like some kind of crazy story where like, man, we almost got in a fight with this guy and he pulled out a gun, like anything wild or anything like that?
When I was touring with Saved by Grace, we the guy, we were in Georgia and the guy couldn't pay us the money that he owed us for the show, and we were with Remembering Never. Who had a singer name, I think they called him Mean Pete. And they had to basically like scare this guy half to death and make him, they forced him to give us like CDs that he was selling like a distro. So that he gave us like boxes of CDs that we could sell on the road in order to get like cash, because he couldn't pay us any money. And it's like, dude, you can't do that. Like this, we gotta, like, we need money to get to the next show. So they basically threatened him, and they didn't have to do anything, thank goodness. But so that's, and I'm sure tons of bands ran into that, this idea of not getting paid and like, you better give us some money. Like, we're not doing this for free. Like we need gas, we need food.
Yeah.
And you guaranteed us this money. So that's one. The system failure van itself was just hilarious because it was just an old love seat. It was a love seat that I grew up with at my parents' house. We threw that in the back of the van. No seat belts, no nothing. That was like our back seat, and we drove that thing all over the Midwest. It was so dangerous.
Fucking lawn chair.
Yeah.
Probably smelled like farts or some road farts.
It stunk so bad, but we would hit black ice, coming home from a show during the winter, and it's just like it's crazy what we did and how we survived all those times. But yeah, any of their van stories are just so awesome because it was just a traveling circus. A stinky fart smelling circus that just never ended. I mean, you're eating like Mountain Dew and Cheetos. I mean, what do you think is going to happen? It's not going to be good.
And once in a while, you probably stop for the occasional fucking 5-layer burrito or something.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, Taco
Bell food.
Yeah. Taco Bell tacos were 39 cents. It's like, dude, that's where you went.
So last podcast we just actually talked about. Hey, remember when tacos were 39 cents? Yeah.
Luckily, I've been very fortunate with vans. We haven't had a lot of breakdowns or accidents, so I've been very fortunate in that way. Thank God, because man, there's some horror stories out there.
Oh yeah,
and it can go bad so fast.
Blink of an eye, man. It can all be over.
Yeah, or you can end up with like Josh and break down and the farmer's daughter story. I'm telling you, his episode is like episode three or four of
I can't remember.
Of our old podcast, the Power Dump.
Yeah, Power Dump podcast was our one. That
dude is. You got to listen to that story, man.
Yeah.
It was absolutely great. It was before I joined the crew, and oh my God, Josh's stories were great. I was dying laughing mowing my lawn while listening to that story.
Oh, dude, Josh. Yeah. Josh has probably got so many stories.
Yeah, he does. I grew up with him and his older brother and stuff, and we'd go to, we'd always meet up at shows and stuff, so... Yeah. But some of the stories that he had, I think he said he's got more for us, so I was like, oh my God, we got to hear these. But,
yeah, Then the Beleth shows that I filmed a lot of shows with them too, and those were always a lot of fun. Those guys they knew what to do, and we filmed a music video with them for their video Silver Tongue. Yeah, we had them covered in fake blood, and that was awesome.
That's cool. Nice. Were you at the show that happened in the Wendy's?
No, I wasn't there.
Nah, I wasn't there either. I heard about it after the fact.
The footage is so awesome.
So my buddy Alex was working there and got them to talked into being able to, he talked to his manager into letting that show happen. Yeah. And I don't think he had his job very much after that.
No, it probably didn't. Yeah. It was worth it. It was worth it.
Yeah. And that show's imitated now, man. There's other bands doing that now.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
Restaurants and stuff now.
That could have been a cool gimmick or angle though, security camera footage or at a restaurant or something.
I'm sure they didn't think of that.
Yeah, that would have been pretty fun.
It's so great. To go back to shows really quick, best shows. I think with me, the first show I ever went to was probably a Jimmy Scaffa show.
Okay.
Downtown, in the old what's now a Jimmy John's. So what I think it was at that point, it was called a Club Asylum or the Asylum or something.
Yeah, I think it was that, or
I think it was the Asylum.
Was it? What was the place that was downtown grounds? That was a small venue for a short period of time too.
Yeah, and there was Perk Avenue. There's a few shows there, but when I went to that show, I was thinking back to it. I would go into this concrete room. I'd never been to a punk show before, and I think you go in there and it was scary and it was fun and it was terrifying and it was all those things combined and you either wanted to go do it again or you were completely turned off by it. And my friends, I had a friend Dan at the time, and he took me down to the show. So that's I think that's what sets the tone. That set the tone for my life as far as punk and hardcore shows. I was just attracted to it, and so you had that show, and then I started going to the COG like a few years later, and I think I have trouble remembering the best shows because man, I've seen so many.
Yeah,
and
it melts together.
And all the shows at the COG were just memorable. Were so.
I think one of the biggest shows that I remember going, holy shit, these guys are amazing, and I can't believe I'm watching this right now at the COG factory was Liquid Golden Sky or Lit Golden Sky.
Oh yeah.
They played on the floor in that venue, and I've never really watched any other band do that. They were like, fuck that, we're just going to play on the floor. And everybody was basically surrounding all of their equipment in them. And they played the tightest, I don't know, it was just so good. Watching the guy that used to be the original singer flail around was pretty amazing. And I never got to see them again. I even thought they didn't do any other music after the first EP, and then I've actually found most of the other stuff on vinyl at
nice.
Jurassic Plastic. So,
oh, nice.
Yeah.
Was that members of Turmoil?
I think so. I think so.
Yeah, Turmoil shows. I should throw that in there. They were always incredible. Every show. They're from Philadelphia.
Yeah. I never saw somebody play like. It was fast. Wasn't super distorted, but it was just really tight. The drummer was just on point. I was just like, holy shit, these guys are gonna go somewhere. And then it was like this didn't really.
Yeah.
It wasn't one of those bands that never really got traction that they should have. I mean, they should have been a huge touring hardcore band, but.
Yep. Oh, so many of those bands just disappeared, never to be heard again. It's so sad.
So, in your vinyl collection right now.
Mm-hmm.
What is the most expensive record that you've purchased?
Probably,
not what it's worth, but what you've purchased it for.
Dissection, Storm of the Lights, Bane. I probably paid $100 for that, and that might be the most expensive one I bought.
Okay.
And that, yeah, I guess. Oh, maybe a couple box. Like I have Sepultura, like the Roadrunner years. That box set that probably cost like over 100, like 100, and now it would be worth way more than that. But that was probably 120, 140 bucks.
Okay.
But yeah, nothing too extravagant. I don't think.
I think the most expensive one that I purchased and actually was showing it on one of our podcast episodes. But remember the band Handsome? Yeah. I bought their LP that came from the UK. And the only reason why I haven't got it, I think I spent about $150 on that with shipping. Yeah. And I found out that they also had like a smaller 7-inch that came with the record that was unreleased tracks. So I was like, oh my God, I got to get it. So
yeah, man. When there's that your white whale out there, like you got to have it.
Yeah.
And it's, you'll get people that say that they don't like the sound of it or whatever, and it is different, of course, but they'll call you because you collect records and you'd rather listen to records than streaming, like you're a purist or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I understand, like I could get emulators for every single game that I like to play, but there's something about, and I'm sure it's the same with the records, pulling the cartridge, picking out which one you want, pulling it off the shelf, and then putting it in the machine and actually sitting there and playing it is probably similar.
It's the same thing. I think it's also a sense of like wanting to collect something that holds value and memories.
And when you're listening to the record, do you find yourself looking at the artwork on the album and stuff too, like holding it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, big time.
Yeah.
My nostalgia meter. Yeah, it's like I'm a nostalgic guy.
Yeah, I like that for sure. Like that if I get into collecting vinyl, that's going to be why. Like I want it to take me back to the first time I heard Seek and Destroy,
Yeah.
And I could just picture myself kind of holding that and looking at the album art on it and listening to it.
Yeah.
I think that would be pretty cool. But I never, a lot of that stuff I never heard on on vinyl. So it'd be interesting to see what it really sounds like on there.
Yeah.
You can just like Kill 'Em All. I got a cassette tape when I was a kid. You know.
Yeah. Now that you bring up Kill 'Em All, like I have originals of Kill 'Em All and Ride the Lightning, and those are probably $100 a piece for sure. I found those at Homer's one day just downtown, and I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh, and I was there at the right time. They had just come in.
Oh, nice.
And they had a bunch of Merciful Fate originals as well. So it was a good day, but it was an expensive day at the record store.
Sure. And I see that Dead Guy put out a new album. I don't know if
What was it? Oh, Dead Guy. Yeah. I haven't got to listen to it yet.
It sounds similar to their older stuff. Sounds a little bit more like cleaner, like polished.
Okay.
But yeah, it's good. I've listened to it a few times.
Nice. I definitely got to check it out.
Yeah, that is speaking of like newer stuff. I've been like checking out band Scalp. Their new album just released. That was pretty good.
Nice.
Then got to see them live a few months back, but Nomos, I never really listened. Like gave them a chance to really like listen to a lot of them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're from Detroit. It was the really good set live, so I had to go and download some of their stuff.
Nice.
So usually in the section of our podcast, we do the Nerd Nook. We usually like review or like talk about like kind of what we've been watching or like video gaming and stuff lately. I know you said you're not much of a video gamer and stuff, but is there any TV shows or movies or anything you've like seen lately that you would recommend?
Man, I just been watching a lot of old stuff. Like I just watched both the Young Guns movies.
Fuck yeah. They're making a third one.
I know. I just heard a interview with Lou Diamond Phillips, and he was saying they're going to do another one. I'm like, what? For real?
Yeah, because Emilio Estevez is one that like you never saw him actually die. The only one that really you did see die was Kiefer Sutherland, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
and it makes sense because it doesn't look like he's in it, but I think shit.
So is Emilio actually going to come out of retirement for this?
It's supposed to, yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
He is. He's been doing stuff here and there, but man, I think the nostalgia level just culturally is so high. Mm-hmm. They're like, you know what? Like, let's do it. Let's do it. Like, let's jump on this whole thing. And I'm like, I don't blame him. That's a good idea.
Now's the time. Like with all these rumblings about Spielberg redoing Goonies now, and
I hope they don't redo it.
But then the Roadhouse movie and the new Top Gun, which the new Top Gun was actually pretty badass. Man.
Incredible!
Is kind of a tearjerker.
So, I guess my it's not a video game related or anything, but movie wise, for the Nerd Nook, I just went and seen the F1 movie in theaters over the weekend, and holy shit, that's Days of Thunder, like Top Gun good. If you guys not seen it, I'd highly recommend going to see that movie.
Nice. Oh yeah, I have been obsessed with F1. Like me and my wife love the F1 the series on Netflix.
Drive to Survive, yeah.
And dude,
great.
I could not care. I couldn't care less about that kind of stuff, and we were totally hooked on it. So.
Oh yeah, the obscene amount of money that they make and they spend. And that sport is just uncanny.
Yeah, it's like this world I didn't know existed a few years ago. I had no idea it was even a thing. And it's like this worldwide phenomenon that, that's makes billions and billions of dollars.
Yeah. So I just saw that Cadillac just got into F1. It cost them like $43 billion with facility staff, cars, and all that stuff just to become part of F1. That's just ridiculous.
It says here that an F1 is estimated to be worth between 12 and 20 million, averaging 16. Like, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is. It's just nuts. And if you're just a Midwest American minding your own business, you might not even know it's even happening. Like it's not. But yeah, it just blew my mind that I was so ignorant of this thing that is That is such a crazy worldwide phenomenon.
And the insane thought that it's worldwide. I mean, it's not just like it's just a race thing here, and now like the entire world tunes into this thing.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
Like soccer.
Yeah.
So top 3 movies, man. I'll give you any genre. 3. I know I'm putting it on the spot here. Top 3 movies.
Yeah, let's do. It's usually between Unforgiven and Shawshank and like comedy. Young Frankenstein is definitely one of my favorite comedies. Yeah, movies are so hard. There's just so many. I have a list. I have a list, and I'm like, it's so long. But usually at the top is like Shawshank and Unforgiven, for sure.
It's crazy to think that Shawshank was not a hit at first. Like people actually didn't like it.
Yeah,
at first.
Yeah, it didn't make any money.
I read the book long after I watched the movie, and I loved the movie. The book fucking blew my mind still. Like it was, if you haven't read Shawshank Redemption, give that a read, man. Like it's really good.
Yeah, it's called Rita Hayworth and the Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to do that. It's like it's in the different seasons. It's like a shorter story.
Yeah, it's I like all that stuff though, man.
Yeah,
especially
I was a huge Stephen King movie nerd. Like that's where I was a nerd.
Gotcha. Are they doing like a prequel movie on how Pennywise?
It's called Welcome to
Derry.
Derry. It's a series.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
On Max.
And they got Bill Skarsgård coming back too. He's gonna play Pennywise again as he did in the movies.
I will watch that.
Yeah, for sure.
I did know. I thought it was gonna be a movie. I wasn't sure exactly what was going on with that. So
the modern It movies, I thought they did a really good job on.
They were great.
Oh yeah, they were great movies.
The first one was great. It's just hard. The second part of It, like with the adults, is just not. It's never as good as the first part. Like there's just something about terror and children, like the children dealing with Pennywise. That's just you can't duplicate that when they get older. It's just not as good.
Yeah, it was a struggle even for the TV series too.
Yeah. The original, it's like, man, come on. But
it's like if the Stranger Kids things were actually badass. They would be those kids.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we're getting the next season of that.
November this year. The season finale is supposed to be on Christmas Eve or New Year's Eve.
I've had fun with it. Like I'll probably watch it.
Oh yeah. I'm down. I love Stranger Things. I hope they can close it out well because
Miss Eddie.
These kids are
they
getting
just
old.
better not fucking Game of Thrones this shit in the final season.
Yeah, I expect it, but I hope that they don't do that.
Yeah. I've heard that Eddie is making a surprise appearance. I guess that's been confirmed with this season.
It has been confirmed.
I think so.
Okay, we could talk about that for a second. Dude, I think when you look back, he's got like the bats tattooed on his arm. You know? Mm-hmm. I think he's going to come back as like Vecna's minion. I think he might be bad.
Oh, okay.
Like a
pissed off version. They did with Billy, right? Comes back comes back possessed or whatever.
Yeah.
You think they'll play Ozzy in the background while he's coming down?
Oh man.
R.I.P.
That scene where he played Metallica, dude, it wasn't really him, but the scene was pretty powerful. I thought that was.
I read that was him. Like he actually practiced and learned how to play it.
They brought in a hand double for most of it.
Okay.
They hand doubled it.
Yeah,
Son of a bitch.
They had this contest on like Facebook or some social media stuff, and a bunch of people had to send in footage of them playing. So yeah, they had like a hand model come in there that could actually rip, and played it. And then they cut to him, the actor, on the
nice
easier parts.
So you think when they wrapped up, they're just like, great hand job. All right, guys, that's it for today.
Like in Wayne's World. Excuse me, Chet, I believe I requested the hand job. Another great movie, Wayne's World.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Man, so that's pretty much about the time. We usually keep these things about 45 minutes to an hour.
Perfect.
We
Yeah,
don't
I was
have,
gonna
like-
say I gotta go, unfortunately, but
Yeah, well, yeah, we don't really Joe Rogan it on everybody. This
Yeah.
is usually a distraction for people and their busy lives. So
I lost track of time though. This one was fun.
yeah,
Like
for sure.
Oh yeah, for
thank
sure.
you so much for,
Oh, yeah,
for
man.
being on.
Yeah, I know there was a ton more questions I had to ask about like band stuff and everything. I'm actually like came into this as a blank too. So
yeah, we can we can do it again, man. I'd love to
For
do
sure.
it. Thank you so
Awesome.
much for having
Awesome.
me,
Awesome.
and it was fun.
You know, it'd be fun. Get him and Josh on an episode
Oh,
together,
Jesus.
so they
Oh,
can
that
kind
would
of
be
talk
great.
about.
That would be
Yeah.
fun because we would.
Yeah, let's try and make that happen.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we got to get this program stuff figured out still. 'cause-
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
coming.
it's funny. Josh is a he's an umpire at, like in Little League baseball,
Yeah.
and I run into him at those games because I go to watch my nephew, and we always like talk when he's there. It's so funny.
Yeah.
He's a good dude. I love that dude, man.
Yeah, it's interesting to see how tattooed I've made him over the years too.
Yeah,
He's
so tatted. It's so funny.
all right,
Yeah.
man. Kyle, thank you so much, man.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, and thanks everybody for watching again. And this has been the No Sense Podcast.
And Kyle, do you have any like Instagram or YouTube things you want to shout out to the stuff you're doing right now?
Yeah, everybody can check out the 402 Hardcore Instagram page. It's just
We'll link
402 Hardcore Archives.
Yeah, we'll link that so you'll get like 6 viewers.
Yeah, sure.
All right, man. Thanks a lot.
All right, you bet.